A major change to Ontario's reopening plan. Step 3 is going to start earlier than expected. That means a week from tonight, you could be enjoying a dinner inside. That's inside your favorite restaurant, or you could burn off some of those extra pandemic pounds inside a gym. And that is not all. Camille Karamali is live with more. Camille.
Alan, July 16th is the day you want to circle on your calendar, and it is actually 5 days ahead of when it was initially scheduled.
The province launches into Step 3 on July 16th with the loosening of social gathering limits. Outdoor gatherings are now limited to 100 people, while indoor gatherings expand to a 25-person limit. There are many places that will soon have no capacity limits, including both essential and non-essential retail. Zero gathering limits for indoor dining and for personal care services like barbershops and nail salons. There's also no capacity limits for religious services or weddings. Staff just have to make sure that people are staying 2 meters apart. Gyms will be allowed to reopen up to a 50% capacity. And when it comes to indoor meetings, movie cinemas, or spectator events like sports games or concerts, there's a 50% capacity limit up to a maximum of 1,000 people. For outdoor spectator events, that expands to a 75% capacity or a maximum of 15,000 people. Museums, casinos, and festivals can also reopen with that 50% indoor capacity and 75% outdoor limit. You can now bust a move, too. Dancing is also once again allowed in places like nightclubs, but only up to a 25% capacity or 250 people. Meanwhile, Ontario's mandatory mask mandate will stay in place for Step 3, unlike BC and Alberta that have made mask wearing optional. Step 4 would kick in August 6th, where things would go almost completely back to normal. Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health says he believes that to be a bit too ambitious of a target.
I'm going to have to follow that very, very closely. I do think it's an ambitious target. It is a call to arms to all Ontarians. The variants of concern are what keep me up at night, and especially the Delta. I am very concerned that it's more transmissible, that it may tend to have a higher risk of hospitalization.
Now, looking ahead, Alan, the threshold for Ontario to get into Step 4 would have to have 80% of the population of 12 years and older, 80% to have at least one dose of the vaccine, and 75% to be fully vaccinated. Right now, Alan, Ontario is seeing its population about 50% vaccinated. Back over to you.
Thanks, Camille. Well, let's bring our Catherine McDonald in now with the other big piece of today's announcement, reaction from business owners. Catherine.
Well, they're scrambling, Alan, because they were not expecting to have to figure out how to get staff into these restaurants, into these gyms, into the nightclubs, into the movie theaters for another 11 days or 12 days. And now they have to be ready in a week from now. But they say they're going to be ready, and the phones are now ringing off the hook.
I am beyond excited. You know, I've lived in Toronto most of my life. Even though we just opened a couple of restaurants in Miami, you know, hometown for me is Toronto, Canada, and I'm super excited to come back and be part of the relaunch of the city and our industry. I am over the moon.
About to board a plane for Toronto and Miami after learning nightclubs and indoor dining are allowed to reopen early. Charles Caboth, founder of Inc. Entertainment, which owns 19 restaurants and clubs in the GTA, says he's over the moon.
We've been waiting for this for so long. It's just a bit chaotic trying to find all the staff to retrain people. It's been 8 months, but for clubs and big bars, it's been a year and a half almost.
Caboth says he is sad that many in the hospitality industry have gone under since COVID-19, as have some gyms. The owner of L Fitness and Social, a woman's only gym on King Street, says it has been a challenge.
We are a small, independent, female-run business, and we have managed to hang on by the skin of our teeth. That I'm still able to stand in my space after all of this is a gift. I just hope that I can still be here in a couple of months' time, given the restrictions that the government keeps putting on my business.
Except for 2 months last fall, L Fitness has been holding virtual classes both on demand and live since the start of the pandemic, charging only $20 a month to keep clients engaged. The gym wonders if it can monetize reopening this space at only 50% capacity.
I'm based in downtown Toronto, and so many people have left the downtown core and don't work in the downtown core anymore. I just hope they come back.
7 more sleeps until businesses that have been hardest hit by the pandemic are allowed to fully reopen, hoping one day they will be able to recover to where they were pre-COVID-19.
A lot of restaurants have gone under, and I think quite a few will continue to go under because once the summer is over and we're back indoor, I think people that are trying to make it now might find it more difficult.
So businesses that have survived, like Figo, one of the entertainment restaurants, are now scrambling to try to find staff for 1 week's time when suddenly the number of people who can dine here will literally double. Same at L Fitness, where they had 20 instructors. They were down to 5 during COVID-19. Michelle Epstein tells me she's looking for instructors so that when they are able to reopen, they can teach those classes. And the bottom line is business owners are asking the public to come down and support them. They need people to fill these seats so they can begin making money again.